Well, welcome to The Journey. My name is Kevin Polkey, and I am the host of The Journey. And today we are going to do a reflection. It's been a few weeks since we have done a reflection. We've had the good fortune to have a variety of guests on the last few weeks. Today, I want to focus on a bit of research that I came across. One of the individuals that I follow on a regular basis, his writings, his speaking, as well as his own personal podcast, Adam Grant, had just recently put out an article, or I just came across an article by Adam Grant that talked about the mental health crisis and how uh, the research that he had come across was that there had been this trend that actually started prior to um, the popularity of the cell phones or the modern cell phones or smartphones. And that we know when the smartphone came out and it was able to turn the camera around and the advancement in technology, utilization of on your phone or on your smartphone, you could utilize different uh, applications for different social media platforms was really when everything became even more and more pronounced regarding the use of smartphones and other forms of digital through either tablets or computers. For a long time, and I have been also aware of this, that has been a contributing factor to the mental health crisis of our young adults specifically. Jonathan Haidt's work in The Anxious Generation really captured that, as well as the former U.S. Surgeon General who had identified a few years ago the mental health crisis that our youth and young adults were in. Specifically tied to Haidt's work and the research that government body, had done regarding the impact of individuals being on virtual time, digital communication versus in-person communication, less activities, being outside. The article that Grant had did a deeper dive into really talked about a research that had been done over the last 35 years, concluding in 2024, and said an increased trend of individuals identifying with perfectionism. And this idea that uh, individuals have self-reported a stronger desire to do things perfectly, or maybe more clearly stated, not wanting to take a risk of making mistakes or looking poorly in front of others. Now, I look back at my own experience and even my current experience. Do I necessarily want to look um, foolish in front of others? I think there were certain things growing up that I perceived that I may not be good at. Hence, then I didn't practice at those things, so I never developed any skill level. I'm thinking of sports like basketball or baseball, where I would uh, just determine that I didn't have an interest in those activities. But probably the real truth of the matter was I didn't have an interest in them because I didn't perceive that I would be good at those particular sporting activities. So then I focused on activities that I thought I could excel at, wrestling, football, track, weightlifting, bodybuilding, different sports that I had some early on success. And then because I did, I continued practicing those activities, which led to more success. So, this idea of yearning for perfectionism or avoiding making mistakes seems to be, according to this particular body of research, is that has been an increasing trend, specifically with um, the generations of the last 3+ decades. So, wonder where this all stems from. Some may be the increase of praise and accolation of individuals that do succeed. So then the message of if you aren't succeeding at that level, then um, then people may avoid, which was probably the case with my internalization. Um, could it be directly from, uh, as the article insinuates, that a parent or a teacher, that if there's a mistake being made or getting a B plus or an A minus, that there is criticism regarding that may also be a contributing factor. So maybe it's directly based upon a person um, making negative or critical comments or overly affirming or validating when someone does succeed or whatever that succeed may mean. So, what can we do? As you've heard me share numerous times, uh, the outcome is probably something that we have less control over. Um, there's so many variables that may play into uh, what uh, what happens with an outcome, regardless if it's a sporting event or in the arts or a performance of some type, uh, that we have may have less control over the outcome, but we do have control over the amount of effort in the preparation, the effort we put into it when we have the opportunity to perform, um, being able to practice mindfulness so that when or after we've done the preparation, that we can um, utilize what and access the things that we have been studying or preparing for. Um, I think for myself, being able to focus on putting my efforts into the things that I can control and accepting the things that I can't control, um, putting effort into the process and disciplining the preparation, um, practicing mindful and meditation techniques to be present. And when something doesn't go how I want it to, giving myself permission to learn from those mistakes and then build off on that. I think Simon Sinek, when he talks about this idea of finite relationships versus infinite relationships, and that our relationship in growth and in development is infinite. And so that any particular task uh, or event um, could actually be a learning opportunity. Of course, we'd want the outcome to go well, or we wouldn't be putting effort into doing it. But maybe if I can grade how I participate in the process, how I participate in the preparation, how I participate in being present and mindful, if I grade that more so than grade the outcome, maybe I will have a greater level of contentness. And when the outcome either is what I want or isn't what I want, how do I utilize that to continue growing? I think this idea of trending toward continued uh, concern or fear of being judged by others, desire to hedge my bets to so that I can appear to not make mistakes. I think that um, could be a potential spend of effort and energy that maybe we can put toward something else regarding the process and learning from the journey that we're on. As always, I appreciate you listening, and especially regarding this topic. If you do have any thoughts or comments or your own experience with it, I would enjoy hearing that and see if we can grow together. As always, thank you for being here and look forward to being with you next week.